With time running short, the MMA fighter Conor McGregor has a serious decision to make soon. Will he resubmit himself for testing so he can continue fighting? Well, so far he hasn't. Conor's shying away from getting himself tested for anti-doping. It just looks like that the Irish MMA fighter is really taking his sweet time, and people are starting to get suspicious as McGregor hasn't signed up for drug testing. The United States Anti-Doping Agency just released a statement confirming that Conor McGregor hasn't been re-enrolled in the testing pool.
Bad by Conor. He's trying to force the shot out of Khabib with pressure, instead of waiting for Khabib to come at him.
And fans are beginning to worry because he has to be in that testing pool for at least 6 months before he can begin fighting again.
Getting good underhooks in to defend, and again the inside elbows coming in. Becoming very effective this evening.
And not only that, he would also need to have 2 negative tests before any competition. But even though it looks like McGregor's stalling for some suspicious reasons, I don't think there's a need to worry.
UFC main event for the notorious Conor McGregor, the UFC's first simultaneous 2-division champion.
McGregor is actually only going to fill in as a coach in the next season of Ultimate Fighter alongside Michael Chandler. Since he wouldn't be competing in the competitions himself, he technically doesn't need to get tested for drugs.
The clock closely. 10 seconds. Oh, he's hurt. Could he finish him here? Conor!
USADA confirmed this by saying that coaches aren't even taken in their testing pool since they aren't the ones fighting.
He's far better equipped to handle 5 rounds than he was when he left in 2016.
But they did add that if coaches are set to fight one another, then there would be a need to test them for 6 months and have all the other conditions applied on them. And it looks unlikely that Conor's going to fight anytime soon with no new competitions lined up. So he can basically relax and prepare for the shooting of The Ultimate Fighter, which will debut on May 30th and then run through August.
They just didn't cut weight, that's all it is. I mean, he weighed in at 168. I like that, and I hope that there's a trend.
For Conor to compete in late 2023, he can still get tested in March and then be allowed to fight in September. With fighting no longer his only source of income anymore, it looks like Conor is looking to add to his resume. Conor's acting debut alongside Jake Gyllenhaal proves just that. The UFC fighter is going to be seen in a lead role alongside the star of Nightcrawler in a Roadhouse reboot, and its first images were just released. The Irishman posted the first image from the set of Roadhouse, and let's just say he looks super fly. He's seen wearing an unbuttoned shirt with his famous gorilla chest plate exposed, and all that is set behind some crystal blue waters. Filming began back in August for the remake of the 1989 film, and it looks like fans are going to see their favorite UFC fighter in it pretty soon.
Other hand.
Looking to isolate and trap that arm. Dave Hill was wise to it.
There were also some photos taken by fans on the set of the movie. In many of the photos, Conor and his co-star Jake were seen side by side standing on a boat. The film also stars some other big names like Daniela Melcher, Billy Magnuson, and Lucas Gage.
You know what? To each their own. No judgment here. Yeah.
There's plenty that fans know about the details of the film so far. Jake Gyllenhaal is to portray the role of Dalton, who's a former UFC fighter and takes on the job as a bouncer.
Now is in Sweden and in IKEA. IKEA. I really have to say, that is actually the pronunciation of my last name.
His role was previously played by none other than Patrick Swayze himself. And well, not much is known about Conor's role yet, but it looks like he might be playing a baddie.
Going to do and who he was going to be, and made it happen. And for all the hype, all the stuff.
Even though Conor is focusing on his acting and not doing much fighting these days, he can't help but get into fights with other celebrities. Liam Neeson calls Conor out for being a UFC fighter, and he's not too happy about it. In a recent interview with Men's Health magazine, Neeson just shredded McGregor to pieces, or the whole of UFC.
Conor's trying to carry him now.
Dustin's beating that outside leg up bad. Punches.
He claimed that he couldn't stand UFC fighters, and that their fights mostly resemble bar fights.
Extremely strong as well. And now he's under the back of Conor. So that Conor can...
The star of Taken wasn't impressed by UFC fighters and added that it didn't look like there was a lot of training and method involved in their fights. He basically claimed that all they could do was smash bottles on each other's heads and then call it a day. Then he dragged Conor McGregor's name into it all and accused the Irish MMA fighter of giving Irish people a bad name. Ouch, that's gotta sting.
Now at easports.com/UFC and finish the fight.
He called McGregor a, quote, little leprechaun, and shared that even though he did think he was fit and admired him for that, he could still take him on. Neeson challenged Conor in a fight and assured him that the next time he shows up at the Dublin airport, he's going to show him a thing or two. But the Irish fighter wasn't going to take the insult lightly. He fought back, and in a very classy style. He didn't address Liam Neeson directly, and went on Twitter to write, Irish proud, always. And with that, he settled the matter. Or at least I think he did. But he might be starting another round of fights with another celebrity now.
Conor McGregor!
Conor McGregor took a dig at Harry Styles' outfit at the Grammys. The UFC fighter had a few things to say about Harry Styles' recent outfit at the Grammy Awards, and they weren't exactly nice. Harry Styles is always known for his bold clothing choices that gets everyone's head turned, and at this time they got Conor's attention as well. Styles was wearing a shiny, multicolored sleeveless singlet, and Conor was reminded that wrestlers in the past also used to wear something similar. So he took to Twitter to share that observation of his and wrote, "Freestyle wrestling, haha," while referring to a photo of the singer in the singlet. And, well, Harry Styles fans were not too happy with the comments that the UFC superstar made about their idol.
I'm really concerned about the fact there's a ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
who's over here?
there's another one.
But that won't stop the UFC fighter from sharing his views, and it looks like we'll be getting some more fashion input from him as he's taking a break from fighting and is seen on social media quite a lot these days. Fans just have to deal with a lot of non-fighting related content from him these days.
Well, Conor will switch back and forth, left and right. And there is one thing we also should consider, and that is...
The UFC fighter made a very underwhelming social media announcement that left fans disappointed. Conor teased a big announcement on his Instagram earlier that had fans anticipatedly waiting.
Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Gonna keep it clean. Touch gloves. Let's do it.
Man, thought it would be his announcement about a big fight, but that was far from it. Apparently, the announcement was about a new flavor of his Proper 12 whiskey.
Proper 12. Proper Irish whiskey from a proper Irish animal.
He shared on his Instagram that the new flavor would be of Irish apple, and then quoted the famous film Good Will Hunting by captioning it, "How do you like them apples?"
We introduced Proper Number 12 Irish whiskey. A rich and smooth blend of triple distilled malt and grain.
The announcement was a good one, but definitely not the one that left fans licking their lips in excitement. So far, there's no fight on the schedule for the Irishman. Looks like fans will only get to see him as a coach for now.
As he starts teeing off.
Grandal looks hurt. Grandal looks hurt. This could be the end.
Big left.
This could be an early stopping.
There's also some other development in his life that the Irishman's been dealing with recently. Conor McGregor denied assaulting a woman on a yacht in Ibiza. The Irish fighter's involved in controversy yet again as a Dublin woman has placed some very serious allegations against him that he has denied. Majorca Daily Bulletin reported that the woman claimed McGregor had punched her in the face and in the midsection. Not only that, he had also tried to drown her. The woman added that the assault happened at a birthday party sometime this July. She claimed that they had met with a couple of 3 to 4 friends, and she shared how terrified she felt after the assault that she was forced to jump off the yacht. McGregor's spokesperson Karen Kessler shared that Conor continues to deny these allegations. But that's a wrap for this video. What do you think about Conor McGregor's upcoming series? We'll see you in the next one.